So hi Mike, first of all, welcome to our OKdo stand at Embedded World 2024, and I'm here to speak about our Embedded World journey and especially the end-to-end customization projects that we do. I have with me Ole, who will be supporting us during this conversation and of course sharing his valuable insights about what we do and what our proposition is. Before I move into that, let me introduce quickly. So I'm Divye and I work as a senior manufacturing buyer at OKdo. My responsibility is around managing the contract equipment manufacturers, manufacture the boards that we sell, and really making sure that we do cost optimizations for the customers, manage the customer projects from end-to-end manufacturing to compliance to distribution. So that's what I do. Over to Ole.
Yes, hi Mike, my name is Ole. I'm a senior global application engineer here at OKdo. And what I do, I first of all, I test new products who's coming in, validate the up to requirements, specification is as they should be. I validate schematics on existing products and new products. And lastly, I also help with the system integrators, OEMs, to get the product working in their final application where it should be. That requires both hardware and software. And when we are speaking about that, it's also required we are doing custom development projects.
Great. So I think in a related topic, Ole, like first if I can ask is, what do you think the capabilities our company OKdo has, and what is the exact proposition that we offer to our customers?
So I like this question, Divye, and it's a super big question, because what we do in OKdo, we are a distributor. We are at the global level. We have all the major brands here for everything related within single board computing, IoT devices, and ecosystem around it. Other thing is we also manufacturing a lot of the boards of our offer, and lastly we also offer sparring and design services to help to do customization, integration, and just make everything come together from the end to end to ensure that our customers can fulfill their role and their job. So we are here to make it easy for people.
Great. So I think since you talk about customization and you talk about the customer journey, can you give us an example, like so our audience can understand like how we are helping the customer in a layman language, easy to understand language? So can you show us some example how we particularly are solving these problems for our customer in single board computing arena?
Yeah, I definitely can, and to prepare a little, I did before. So we had one customer who approached us. They had this little screen. This little screen has a converter for HDMI and touch control attached to one of our popular boards, a Rock 4 series board. But as you can see, there's a lot of cable going around. Then they have a different enclosure, and they also had some other things that they would like to meet in this. So going from this setup, we ended up with this instead. So one unit to take everything. And how we did was,
so yeah, my question is like this looks quite similar. So in the technical terms, what do you think we have developed for this solution?
So if you see both of them here we have a converter board inside here to create the signal from the display out to a well-known HDMI and the USB for touch. So in order to get rid of that, we go from this solution out to creating a full custom SBC. So you see, it's based on a lot of the same features, but omitting things we don't need, creating custom connections and connectors, and also add some custom features that they wanted. So instead of going for something who meet most of the requirements but was bulky, needs a lot of other cables, maybe have bad connectivity, have a more risk of problems in the setup, to have one final little unit who's more durable, stronger, and meet all the customers' expectations. And in this project, we also develop a new display for them who meets exactly the requirements of this customer. So going from a bulky solution, more expensive solution, to a cheaper solution, better solution who fulfill all requirements of this customer, and also for not only about hardware and things, but also to take about transport, stock. This is just one little box who carries everything instead of multiple boxes. So here you just take one box out of storage and you have everything you need from this customer. So this is just one example of what we can do.
That's great. That's great. And based on what you have just said, I think what is very interesting for me is that we reduced the cost of the project. We reduced the mess basically. So we made a very sophisticated plug-and-play solution, which can be easily replaced in case of any issues. So this reduces the customer support timing as well, if I'm not wrong, Ole, that the engineers can replace this unit at the site very easily, which will reduce the after-sales support cost for the customer as well.
Yeah, and also we made, since we have not so many connections with the cables, it's a much more reliable product and easier to work with for the customer.
So this is amazing.
So this is what we go in for this project. We went in the beginning, and instead of just supplying the things they needed, we say, okay, let's look at the volume here. Let's look at what we can do to help you create a better product, a better version of what you envision in your final product. So we are offering this consultations as well, sparing and bring the product to life from end to end.
And so we always talk about single board computing capabilities. Of course, we are a tech company and we understand the single board computing, we understand the tech behind it. But as I see in this case, you have developed an enclosure which is specific to the requirement. So my question would be like, what are the other things that customer can trust us on? So you talked about the display as well. So are we supporting the enclosure designing, enclosure customization, and display customization? And
we are doing everything, and in this case, we also created a specific display for it. We created with the right interface who matches our developed board. We created the enclosure to meet all the requirements from the end user there, and change the connectors to make the right interfaces for it with the right voltage levels and properties needed. But it's not only that. What we also can do is also be looking into environment, so it has the right IP classification or NEMA if you are from US. But then you have all the right hardware. What we also do, we also help support with the software, because you can have the world's best hardware, but if you don't have the support of the software to utilize this hardware, you are left with nothing. And since we know our product, we also help it coming with everything in respect to the final product to get it to life. Okay.
That's great. So I think the final question that I would want to ask is around the customer journey. So I think the most interesting thing that the customer would be eager to listen is that how we support that customer journey, how we make sure that the whole program is managed end to end in a way that customer feels supported, they are more informed, they have the visibility. So what do you think we have, like what kind of structures we have with an individual program?
Yeah, that is another good question. And to be honest, I think you are better to answer this question. But what I can say is from a hardware side, we have the right people. It will be, in this case, it was me to make sure that all the hardware is there and validate all the schematics and validate all the chosen components, that they live up to the requirements and regard to for the conformal. Okay. But the next thing is we also need overall structure of a project. So and that's more in the department.
No, I think, thank you, Ole. I think I can answer this question. So how we make sure the customer journey is perfect and they have the visibility required is that we generally assign a dedicated program manager to each project, and then we have a support technical engineer. Sometimes Ole supports with that, or sometimes Ole's team support with that. So we have a dedicated technical person who's always there to respond to customer queries, give the visibility of the status of the project, and then we definitely have a customer support team or a salesperson to support the journey from customer to the supplier. So basically there are three elements to it. One is around customer service, one is around management of the supplier, and one is around technical support. So we make sure that in each project we have these three key people dedicated to it, so that there is a complete visibility, there is a complete support, and for us no project is small or big. Sometimes the smallest of the projects can make the biggest change in the world, and we are here to support those kind of projects as well. So I think that would be a nice summary I can give about our capability on customization. Thank you.